YouTube, it's Lena, and I'm here to do something that I've never done before, an anti-haul. Of course, this got really big by Kimberly Clark doing them, and I do really love her. I watch every video of hers that comes out. She makes me laugh my ass off. I've also seen a couple of other people do these. Vamp Beauty does them. I hope I'm saying her name right. Fyra Nix, I believe her name is, does them. Eyes on Allison does them. I'll link everybody who I'm saying down below in case you want to go subscribe to them. But the idea of it is, I'm going to talk about stuff that I'm not going to buy and why I'm not going to buy it. Now, disclaimer ahead, if you buy these things, you're not a bad person, obviously. If you buy it and you love it, tell me why. Tell me maybe why I should buy it. Maybe why I should change my mind. But I have no ill will towards any of these brands that I'm about to talk about. I just, honestly, what made me want to do this, because I decided initially on that I probably wasn't going to do these, but what made me want to do this one is the holiday releases. They have, for the most part, just left me so not wanting anything, and I'll get into why. But first off, we have Too Faced. And a couple people have mentioned this before me because I went and watched a couple of newer anti-hauls, and Too Faced, I just kind of want to grab them and shake them because they keep putting out the same holiday stuff every year. Like, first we have the Chocolate Shop, which is the big palette with all the shades in it that runs for $58. I think it has like a bronzer and a blush and a highlight in it as well. This year all their stuff is supposed to be reminiscent of New York. Last year it was Paris. But the palettes are all the same, like the smaller palettes too. The, what are they called? Grand Hotel Cafe, that's the three smaller palettes, that is $49. And then the Ulta exclusive is Mary Macarons, which is $39. They're all exactly the same as last year's stuff, except slightly different packaging. And if you're like me and bought the big 2014 palettes, even though the shadows are situated kind of differently, you don't need it anyway. I mean, they're always the same kind of colors, a lot of neutrals, a couple of pops of color, and as we all know, Too Faced can't do a purple for some reason. Like, I know purple is a really hard shade to do, but they really cannot do a purple very well. And, you know, I have the Chocolate Soleil bronzer that they put in every palette, so I certainly don't need it for that. Got a highlight and two blushes. So if you bought, this is the Everything Nice palette from 2014. If you bought this, you don't need the holiday palettes from Too Faced. And if you bought the Le Grand Chateau or whatever they were called last year, they were all French palettes because they were supposed to be making you think of Paris. You don't need to buy those either. I certainly don't need to buy them, and I won't. The other there's a lot of Too Faced on here. Like, a Too Faced and their holiday release just got me kind of on a tear. But the other thing that I'm not going to be buying for not necessarily the same reasons, but just more basic in general, is the Too Faced Power of Makeup by Nikkie Tutorials. I watch Nikkie Tutorials. I have nothing against her. However, all of those shades are in here. The bronzer is in here. I have a small palette of the Love Flushed blushes, the ones that are shaped in a heart. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. But I have a whole little palette of their blushes, so that's not going to entice me to buy the palette. The only thing I kind of want from that palette in general is the purple mascara, and I'm certainly not going to buy a $58 palette for a purple mascara. But, and of course, the two colors that drew me in were this beautiful looking teal blue and a purple, and then I suddenly remembered, oh wait, Too Faced can't do a purple to save their life. And I know I have that teal in other palettes, and then you shouldn't buy a palette for one or two shades anyway. So So I will not be buying that. And honestly, I haven't heard good reviews about the palette. Stephanie Nicole did a video on the palette. I will link that down below. I will link her down below because I will reference her a couple of times. But yeah. Now the next thing I will not be buying is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit in Surreal Light. And I have my own issues with the Hourglass ambient lighting palettes in that they don't work for my skin. Maybe it's because I have oily skin, maybe I'm just a freak, I don't know. But I bought the little 3 palette last year and I wound up taking it back to Sephora. It's literally the only thing I have ever returned to Sephora. And it just didn't look good on me. Like, I would think that with my pale skin that their highlight would have worked, but it didn't work as a highlight. I tried using it all over my face. I looked stupid with it on, so I took it back. So I obviously have no reason to buy that because they don't work for me. Now, the reason why you really shouldn't buy it is that they're all limited edition for one thing, but they kind of look like the one that was last year, except there's one big pan instead of 2 smaller pans of something. But it's this big thing, but all of the little pans are like the size of a quarter. Does anybody remember that picture from last year that somebody posted where they like stuck a quarter in the pan and it was only slightly bigger around? If I can find that picture, I will insert it in here. But yeah, for $80, you're not getting a lot of product. You're paying for the option to try a lot of things at once. And honestly, why try a lot of things at once to find one that works? You know, if you really want to try the blushes or the bronzers or the ambient lighting powders or even the strobing powders, which are like super bam highlight, try to go to Sephora and swatch them if you can. Like that's not the way to find out which ones work for you, and they're all limited edition anyway, so it doesn't even help with that. Now, the next thing I have is the Sephora Favorites Give Me Some Lip Kits. Now, I actually just purchased the Give Me Bold Lip Kit. It should be here tomorrow as of when I'm filming this, which is a Tuesday. But the regular one kind of left a lot to be desired. For one thing, they had the NARS lip pencil in Rakugian. Again, everybody in the universe that has ever shopped at Sephora owns that pencil by now. It was last year's birthday present, and if you got the Play by Sephora box, they sent it out as in one of the boxes. So you literally, nobody that is going to wear it needs to buy it again. I think I have 2 of them, and that's after getting rid of several. So that alone was like, okay, I really don't need to buy it because of that. Now, the the Smashbox lipstick, it was a liquid lipstick. It's a color I don't really care for. I don't think would look very good on me. And they had the Lancome Juicy Shakers lip tint. I have not heard very good things about it. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I have not heard very good reviews about that. They don't, like, the gloss lasts for like 5 minutes before it disappears, and I've heard some people complain that they actually dry out their lips. So yeah, don't need that. It's $28, so it's not super expensive, but if like 3 things in there I don't really want, I definitely don't need it. And for the Rakugian alone, you probably don't need it either. Now, the other brand that I kind of want to grab and shake and ask them what they're doing for their holiday palettes is Tarte. I got a couple of things on here from them as well. Let's see. We have the Tarte Pretty Paint Box Collector's Makeup Kit for $59. We have the Tarte Paint Palette Collector Set from Ulta for $49. And we also have the Tarte Sculpted Cheeks Deluxe Amazon Clay Blush and Brush Set. This is literally the same stuff that they released last year, but in slightly different colors. Oh, and the blush and brush set is $35, and that is an Ulta exclusive as well. So it's literally the same type of stuff they released last year in slightly different packaging, maybe slightly different colors, but they're really the same thing. I want these two brands to come out with something different for the next holiday season. Thank God Urban Decay did not release a Vice 5, or they would be on here too for the same reason. Nope, they did something different this year, and I'm not gonna buy that either, but I'll tell you why in a minute. But I do appreciate that they did something different. Anyways, but yes, Tarte. Tarte got... I've never heard anything very great about Tarte eyeshadows anyway. I know some people like them because they're less pigmented, which makes them easier to work with. But if I'm spending $60, $59, whatever, on a palette, it better have some pigmentation to it. And it's neutral, and it's the same issue that I have with the Too Faced things, is that they're literally releasing the same colors over and over and over and over again. Especially Tarte. Like, I'm not a neutral girl. Like, this gold right here is typically about as neutral as I get because I'm wearing a bold lip today. But I don't need 80 shades of beige with a pop of gold in there, maybe. So no, I don't need any of that. And quite frankly, I don't need any more palettes anyway because I'm running out of room to store them. Speaking of palettes, I have both on here the Lorac Mega Pro 3 for $59 and the Lorac Pro 3 itself for $44. And I have the same issue with both of them that I've been talking about a lot this particular set. And that is, they're full of colors that I either have tons of or don't really want more of because they're very neutral. Like the Lorac Pro 1 and 2 each had some pops of color in it that I liked. Like 1 had garnet in it, loved that, used it up. And 2 has both the plum and the navy in there that are both really pretty. The third one doesn't really have anything like that for me in it. And I bought the Lorac Mega Pro 2 last year, and I do really love it. I've used it several times throughout the year. I see several times. I've used it a good bit in the past year. Like, not a ton because I've been panning something, but I've definitely used it and I've enjoyed it and I'm happy that I have it. I don't think I would be happy that I purchased the Mega Pro 3. I can't even really find it online right now. It might have sold out already, but I felt the need to mention it because I'm tired of, just overall, I'm tired of these brands putting out the next in a series of the same palettes. I want something new and different. I mean, it's eyeshadow. There's only so many colors in the rainbow that you can put on your eyes, but I want different combinations. I want different finishes. I'm not gonna buy it just because the packaging's pretty and because you tell me to. Now, the next two things, I'm kind of sad that I'm not gonna buy them, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm not gonna buy them. And they are the Kat Von D Metal Matte Eyeshadow Palette and the Urban Decay Full Spectrum Palette. The Kat Von D is $60, the Urban Decay Full Spectrum is $55. Now technically, these are palettes that are right up my alley. They're full of bright, beautiful colors. I would have so much to choose from, and if I was gonna buy any holiday sets, that would be what I would buy. And the Kat Von D one in particular has really awesome packaging. It says metal one way and then you flip it and it says matte the other way. I'm so into that. However, this is what I bought last year. It's the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca palette. Look at that. A bright wheel of beautiful colors. I have many of the colors that I would get in both those palettes right here. Plus I have the Urban Decay Electric palette, which I think they might be discontinuing because it's on sale now. I have several other palettes that have a bunch of bright pops of color in it. And while that's what I love and what I gravitate towards, this year I'm telling myself, I just have too many palettes. I literally have like 60 palettes with 8 shadows or more in it. And as much as I'm not a minimalist, and I will never be a minimalist, I'm running out of room to store them. So I don't need any more. Especially with what they have, I can dupe. If you don't have those kind of bright, beautiful colors and you think you'll get a good wear out of them, those are two brands that make really great eyeshadows, and totally go get them. I would not knock anybody for getting it. A lot of people have been getting the Kat Von D palette and been loving it, and I'm a little jealous, but honestly, I don't need it. I don't need it. And if you got this last year, you probably don't need it as well. But you know, that's your decision. Next are two NYX sets that you can get from Ulta. One is the Liquid Suede Lip Cream Vault set for $49.99, and the other one is the Soft Matte Lip Cream Vault set for $64.99. Unless you are a makeup artist or you are giving gifts out to 20 or more girlfriends that are gonna love makeup, you don't need either one of these. They are literally every color in the collection in many sizes. And on one hand, it's like, that's a great deal. That's so awesome. I could have every color that I ever wanted for cheaper than buying them full size. And I might be able to go through them because they're not full size. However, not every color is gonna look good on any one person. Those two vaults are great if, like I said, if you are a makeup artist and you want to have every one of the collection in your kit. Or if you're literally giving out gifts to 20 or more people. 20 or more people, not necessarily women because dudes wear makeup too. 20 or more people that would love to get something like that. Go ahead and say the Liquid Suede and the Soft Matte Lip Creams are really good formulas for that kind of matte lip thing going on. But you don't need all that liquid lip stuff in every color. I know I don't, and you probably don't either. So, and finally, I swear I like Too Faced. You guys, I really do. Like, Too Faced makes some great stuff. I'm wearing their natural eye palette on my eyes right now, so I love their eyeshadows. Just don't buy a purple from them. Their Born This Way foundation is really good if you have normal to dry skin. I have oily skin, I can't wear it. You know, their bronzers are really good, their blushes are really good. I don't hate Too Faced, it's just I'm really annoyed at them for their holiday collections right now. But finally, we have the Too Faced Kat Von D Better Together collection that they are coming out with like the day either before or after Christmas. I cannot find a price on this. I've seen anything from $50 to $60 to $70 for the eyeshadow palette. Now, I like the idea of two companies working together, and they both have really good stances on things like animal testing, trying to make all their products vegan, or as many as they can, and that's all really good and well. However, on the Too Faced side, it is the most boring neutral palette I've ever seen in my life. I could literally go buy the Natural Eyes palette and get nearly everything that's in there. I own the Natural Eyes palette. I own the old one though, but if I wanted to go buy the new one, I could get pretty much everything in there. The Kat Von D side is good for a really smoky eye, and it has that beautiful pop of red in it, but you shouldn't buy a expensive ass palette for one pop of red. You can either order Sugar Pills Love Plus, I think it is, online, or if you want to buy something in store, go to Ulta, go buy the NYX Primal Colors in Hot Red, and look at that. Boom. Is it the most pigmented? No, but you can totally work with it and build it up. I've heard that the Sugar Pill one is amazing, and you probably don't have to sit there and build it up like I did with this a little bit. But this is like $6.99. Nobody's gonna, I take that back, somebody will use red every day. You're probably not gonna use red every day, and if you do, you shouldn't buy it, shouldn't buy a giant palette just for that. Now they also have this little makeup bag that has some minis in it coming out. I might purchase that because I like to try out minis, and all the minis look like things that I want to try out. Like, it's got their Too Faced Candlelight highlight. It has a Kat Von D lipstick in it. It has some good stuff in it. And honestly, to me, personally, the bag is really cute. It has the Too Faced owner's the little fat chihuahua on one side and Kat Von D's hairless cat on the other. I honestly follow both of their, not Facebook, Instagram accounts because they post pictures of their animals because I'm a dork like that. But it's true. But I'm not just gonna buy it because the bag is really cute. I actually want to try some of the stuff inside as well. So that I might buy, but the palette, I like the idea that it interconnects and you could separate it is kind of cute, but you know, aesthetically it's not very pleasing because it's two jarringly different designs kind of set up side by side. I think they could have woven their designs in together a little better, but you know, that's just my personal opinion. I don't buy palettes based, I don't anymore. I did this last year with the Vice 4. I think I literally bought it because I really loved the design on the outside. And I can't do that anymore. I want to save some money. I don't want to blow it all on stupid crap. Makeup is not stupid crap to me, but buying a palette just because I hated the packaging if I really wanted everything inside though. But I don't really want what's inside either, so I'm not gonna buy it. Whew. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate you tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye!